The introduction, verbally expressed by Galadriel, shows the dull master Sauron fashioning the one ring which he can use to vanquish the grounds of Center-Earth through his oppression of the carriers of the Rings of Force, strong supernatural rings given to people from the races of mythical beings, dwarves, and men. A last union of mythical people and men is shaped to counter Sauron and his powers at the foot of Mount Destruction. However, Sauron himself seems to kill Elendil, the High Lord of Arnor and Gondor, and Gil-galad, High Ruler of the Noldor. After Elendil falls, his child, Isildur, gets the grip of his dad's wrecked blade Narsil, and cuts at Sauron's hand. The stroke removes Sauron's fingers, isolating him from the ring and vanquishing his military. In any case, in light of the fact that Sauron's life is bound in the ring, he isn't totally crushed until the actual ring is annihilated. Isildur takes the ring and capitulates to its allurement, declining to annihilate it, yet he is subsequently trapped and killed by orcs, and the ring is lost in the stream Anduin, into which Isildur fell. The ring is found 2,500 years after the fact, and in the end it comes to the animal Gollum, who takes it underground for quite some time, giving Gollum unnaturally lengthy life. The ring leaves him notwithstanding, and is found by the hobbit Bilbo Baggins, no doubt arousing a lot of misery for Gollum, who referred to it as valuable. Bilbo gets back to his home in the Shire with the ring, and the story bounces forward in time 60 years. At his 111th birthday celebration, Bilbo passes on the ring to his nephew and embraced successor Frodo Baggins. The wizard Gandalf before long learns it is the One Ring, and sends him to Bree with Sam, with plans to meet him there after Gandalf goes to Isengard to meet the top of his request, Saruman. Saruman uncovers that the Nazgul, or ring wraiths, have passed on Mordor to catch the ring and kill whoever conveys it. Having proactively gone to Sauron's objective, he then detains Gandalf on Orthann. Gandalf sees Saruman's definitive arrangement. He has started to obliterate the woodland encompassing Isengard for fuel to fashion weapons for a multitude of huge orcs, the Uruk-hai. Frodo and Sam are before long joined by individual hobbits Joyful and Pippin. Subsequent to experiencing and evading a ring wraith out and about, they figure out how to arrive at Bree, and there they meet a man called Strider, who consents to lead them to Rivendell and assists them with escaping the ring wraiths once more. The hobbits concur on the grounds that Gandalf isn't there to direct them. After some voyaging, they go through the night on the slope of Weathertop, where they are gone after by the Nazgul. Strider fights the ghosts and fends them off, yet Frodo is deplorably injured with a Morgul cutting edge, and they should rapidly get him to Rivendell for recuperating. While pursued by the Nazgul, Frodo is taken by the mythical person Arwen to the elvish asylum of Rivendell, and recuperated by her dad, Elrond. In Rivendell, Frodo meets Gandalf, who makes sense of why he didn't meet them at Bree as expected. While detained on Orthann, he had the option to escape with the assistance of Gwaihir, a Goliath hawk. Meanwhile, there are numerous gatherings between different people groups, and Elrond calls a board to conclude how to manage the ring. The ring must be obliterated by tossing it into the flames, that is, magma, of Mount Destruction, where it was fashioned. Mount Destruction is situated in Mordor, close to Sauron's fort of Barad-dûr, and will be a staggeringly perilous excursion. Frodo volunteers to take the ring to Mount Destruction as all the others squabble over who ought to or shouldn't accept it. He is joined by his hobbit companions and Gandalf, as well as Strider, who is uncovered to be Aragorn, the legitimate successor to the lofty position of Gondor. Likewise going with them are the mythical being Legolas, the smaller person Gimli, and Boromir, the child of the steward of Gondor. Together they include the Association of the Ring. The Association set out and attempt to pass the mountain Caradhras, however they are come by Saruman, who utilizes his wizardry to make a torrential slide. They are compelled to go under the mountain through the mines of Moria. Subsequent to traveling mostly through the mines, Pippin incidentally offers their presence to a band of orcs. The cooperation experience a Balrog, an old evil presence of fire and shadow, at the extension of Hazad-dûm. Gandalf stands up to the Balrog on the extension, permitting the others to get away from the mines, while he falls with the animal into the chasm underneath. The gathering escapes to the elvish domain of Lothlorien, where they are shielded by its rulers, Galadriel, and her better half Celeborn. Galadriel is tried when she attempts to persuade Frodo to give the ring to her, however she recaptures her faculties and offers him to safeguard the ring until it very well may be annihilated. In the wake of resting, the band choose to go on the stream Anduin towards Parthgalen. Before they leave, Galadriel gives Frodo the Phial of Galadriel, a light source. In the wake of arriving at Parthgalen, Boromir, impacted by the ring's power, attempts to take the ring from Frodo, who figures out how to escape by putting the ring on his finger and disappearing. Realizing that the ring's allurement will be major areas of strength for excessively the partnership, Frodo chooses to let them and go to Mordor be. In the interim, the remainder of the partnership are gone after by Uruk-hai, bigger and more grounded orcs reared by Saruman that can endure daylight. Joyful and Pippin, understanding that Frodo is leaving, divert the orcs, permitting Frodo to get away. Boromir hurries to the guide of the two hobbits, however is mortally injured by the orc commandant Lurtz, and Joyful and Pippin are caught. Aragorn, Legolas, and Gimli find Boromir, who second thoughts endeavoring to take the ring and passes on. They choose to seek after the orcs and salvage the hobbits, passing on Frodo to his destiny. Sam joins Frodo before he leaves, and together the two head to Mordor.